We are in a season of war. We are in a season of war. We've been talking about this whole thing where the Bible says, though we walk in this flesh, we don't war after the flesh. For the weapons of our warfare, they are not carnal, but that they're mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds, casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of God, and taking every thought captive to the obedience of Jesus Christ, right? So we talked about the fact that a stronghold is the attempt of the enemy to sow a lie into your thinking. And he wants to make that lie your reality, so you live out of something that is not true, but is true to you. Amen. So we talked about any time that there are negative circumstances, how the enemy tries to use those negative circumstances to seed a lie into your soul, so you start living out of that lie, even though it's a lie. Because the Bible says that the devil, he's always lied from the beginning, because that's his nature. His nature is that he is a liar. So we asked the question on Wednesday, can you discern when the devil is sowing a lie into your thought process? What the enemy will do is the enemy will take a negative issue in your life, and he will sow a lie into that issue. And because that lie sounds truth because of what you're dealing with, sometimes because of the emotions of what we're going through, our soul will take a hold of that lie as though that lie were true. We're living in a time where the devil is trying to use anything that he can to cause the people to be moved out of faith. And what he does is he takes a negative circumstance in your life, and he will say to you, this is what it is. Like Patricia was saying, we talked about on Wednesday night how we say things like, well, my grandmother had cancer, and my mother had cancer, so I'm going to have cancer too. And he will take a lie and sow it into your circumstance. And because of what your circumstance is, that lie sounds so much like the truth. Until it's hard to discern, because now we get into this emotional thing where we're functioning out of our soul and not our spirit. And when we function out of our soul, we're moved by emotions instead of truth. Amen. Because it's the truth. The truth will set you free. Amen. So when you align yourself with the truth of God's word, either God is telling the truth or God is lying. And we have to decide as Christians, as sons and daughters of God, is God telling me the truth, or is God lying to me? God is not a man that he should lie, neither the son of man that he should repent. Has he said it? And will he not cause it to come to pass? But sometimes when we are confronting an issue, that's almost like our emotions grab hold of a fact. And those two marry each other. And before you know it, you're living out of your soul instead of out of your spirit. Yes. So the Bible says, again, as he thinketh, ETH, as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. Thinketh, that ETH means repetitive. It's a repetitive thought. And the more you think on a thing, the more you start acting out of what you think, and you become a product of your thought life. Yes. Amen. So whatever you think on a continual basis begins to define who you are, because we start living out of what you think. That's why we talked about, how long ago was this, Sister Sybil? Don't believe everything that you think. Amen. Because the devil, when you're going through something, help me Holy Ghost, when you're going through something and that something has the capacity to weigh on your emotions, the devil will start sowing things into your soul, and if you don't know how to discern the two, you will start living out of a false reality. You ever see the show Hoarders? You ever see that show? Yeah.
And so when they identify someone who is a hoarder, they call these folk that come with all of this equipment on, all of these masks on, all of this stuff on, because they're supposed to come in and do an industrial clean, right? And so when they come and they knock on the door, when the door opens, there's this stench that just greets you at the door, and you're like, oh. But the person that's in the house don't even recognize that there's even a stench. Because they've become familiar with the stench of their surroundings. And when you go into their house and you talk about taking things out of their house that they've done become familiar with, they go and they have this tantrum. So even though it's dirty, it's disgusting, it's broke, it stinks, it's theirs. Yes. And when you try to take it out of their house, there is a reaction in their soul because now they identify with that thing. And there are some thoughts that we think that have grown in our soul that stink. It's funky. Can I say that from the pulpit? But we have become so familiar with toxic thinking until everyone around you can tell you that it's a foul odor, but because you've become familiar with it, you don't even recognize it. Right? Hallelujah. And we start living out of that toxic thinking. And the enemy just keeps sowing these negative thoughts and sowing these negative thoughts. And now we're at a point where we don't have any ability to withstand. So now we start living out of what we're hearing, even though it's an absolute lie. 3 times in Judges 13 through 16, Samson found himself seduced by something that was not good for him. Now, let me tell you something about lust. Lust will have you pursuing things that have no value in your life. Lust will have you desiring things that you're not supposed to desire. Lust will connect you to things that you're not supposed to be connected to. I'm glad you're hearing me. So his heart, even though the Bible talks about how Samson grabbed this lion and tore this lion apart with his bare hands, there was another time when Samson beat 30 men by himself because the strength of the Lord would come upon him. And there was one time that he had a jawbone of an ass. Well, I'm preaching so I can use that word because it's in the Bible. So he killed 1,000 men by himself, yet he could not deal with his lust for power and his lust for women. So for 20 years, he is serving Israel, doing exploits, doing mighty things. He takes the iron gate and the wall and he runs and sets it on top of a mountain. He's always showing a display of the power that he possesses, but yet he could not contend with his lust for power and for women. They were strongholds in his life. So at the end of the day, he lays his head in the lap of this woman, this seducing spirit named Delilah. And finally, she begged him and pleaded with him so much because that's the attempt of your adversary. The Bible says one of his names is Diablo, which means a continual striking. That means he's going to strike, and he's going to strike, and he's going to strike until he loosens your resistance. So when he strikes that final time, the Bible says Samson told her all of his heart. So now once she cuts his hair, and she says, Samson, the Philistines have come upon you. The Bible says he got up and he shook himself. He said, I'll do as I've always done, not realizing that the Spirit of the Lord had departed from him. So he could beat 1,000 men by himself, but he never dealt with the strongholds in his life. And because he never dealt with those strongholds dealt with him. So instead of continuing walking out the purpose of God for his life, he had to die with the very ones that God raised him up to deal with. God raised him up to deal with the Philistines, and he had to die with the very ones he was supposed to be contending against because he never dealt with himself. So I'm going to tell you something. We can do all of these grand displays before the people.
That's right.
Because the gifts and the callings of God without repentance. That means you can function in a gift whether you're living for God or not. But at the end of the day, if you don't deal with those private issues are going to deal with you. Psalms 31. Psalm says, in thee, O Lord, do I put my trust. Right? Because the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. So it's in thee, O Lord, do I put my trust. Let me never be ashamed. Deliver me in thy righteousness. Bow down thy ear to me. Deliver me speedily. Be thou my strong rock for a house of defense to save me. So David says when I'm confronting all of this stuff, instead of running from God, I'm running to God because the name of the Lord is a strong tower. Instead of taking matters into my own hand. Been there, done that? Instead of taking matters into my own hand, run to the one, like Sybil said.
Yes,
Amen. My mama ain't got the $500. Go check with my dad. You got to run to, for thou art my rock and my fortress. Therefore, for thy name's sake, lead me and guide me. When he calls Jesus or God his fortress, what he's saying is that you are my stronghold. The stronghold of the Lord is much greater than the stronghold of your adversary. Amen. But when you're functioning out of your soul, what you're dealing with is so awesome until you can't see your salvation for looking at your circumstances. David says, thou art my rock. You are my fortress. Therefore, for thy name's sake, lead me and guide me. Pull me out of the net that they have laid privately for me, for thou art my strength. Thank you, God. So whatever's going on in your life, and the enemy has sown a lie into that circumstance so that you can out of your mouth begin to agree with that lie. Because the more you say it out of your mouth, the bigger that thing becomes in your life. Because death and life are in the power of your tongue. Amen. Death and life are in the power of the word that you let come out of your lips. So if you continue to magnify your issue, you minimize your God.
Amen.
The more you magnify your God, the more you minimize your issue. We are in a time where the devil is trying to disturb the thought processes of the children of God, because we're on the verge of something so awesome in the spirit. So what he's trying to do is he's trying to preempt it by getting you out of faith, by focusing on circumstance, so that he can sow a negative thought into your circumstance. So we have to have the mindset that defeat is not an option. Defeat is not in my vocabulary. Greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. Wow, praise God. And the Bible says, for the Lord, he is that spirit. And wherever the spirit of the Lord is, there is what? Where is, come on, the Lord is that spirit. And where the spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. So that if God, the Son, therefore has set you free, free indeed. The Bible says that we have to contend for the faith. Either you are going to be a victor or you're going to be a victim. That's, look at your neighbor and tell them, that's a choice. Tell them, that's a choice. Listen, I don't care how huge your issue is. There is no issue that you go through that can touch the greatness of my God. God is greater than anything that we contend with, but you have to get out of your soul and allow your spirit man to be rejuvenated from time spent in the presence of the Lord. 7 ways that you can dismantle strongholds in your life. And we talked about 4 of them on Sunday. Now, I'm not going to preach them, but number 1 is you got to receive the Father's love. And the love of God, I love this, because the love of God is not a performance-based love. In other words, I don't have to perform for God's love. I don't have to qualify for God's love. Amen. He says, this is my beloved Son in whom I am well pleased. Jesus hadn't done anything yet. God loved Jesus because Jesus was his Son. And God loves you because you're his son, because you're his daughter. Not because of anything that you've done. You cannot perform enough to earn the love of a holy God. He loves you because he chooses to love you. And don't base the love of God on the love of a failed relationship with your earthly father. Don't even compare the two, because God's love is an everlasting love. You cannot compare to the love of the Father. The Bible says it's deep, it's higher, it's wider than anything that you can think. Number 2 is you have to identify sin. You got to lay down the old self and you got to put on the new man. Ephesians chapter 4. The word says you got to put off concerning former conversations the old man. Number 3 is you have to be filled with the Spirit. You have to be filled with the Spirit. Preach that. Number 4, you have to live a life of forgiveness. We talked about how all of these things, when Jesus is going to the cross, how people lied on him and people spat in him. People spat in his face and all of this stuff, and he still had the audacity to say, Father, forgive me. For they know not what they do. How do you ask somebody to forgive the cruel and inhumane mess that they put him through? But he says they don't understand what they're doing. And you know the reality is, if people truly understood what they were doing to you, they wouldn't do it. They do it because they don't have a full revelation, which is why Jesus says, as I have forgiven you, so you have to forgive. Jesus forgave you for all of that. And if Jesus forgave you for all of that, what audacity do you have not to forgive someone else? You don't know what they did to me. I know what you did to Jesus. Anybody see Pastor on the cross? Remember when they laid him on that wooden beam, and then you saw the hand of that soldier driving that nail into the hand, but you didn't see the soldier? You know why you didn't see the soldier? Because it was you. You know why they didn't show your face? Because it was you. It was you nailing him, and now you're going to say, I'm not going to forgive? What? What rights do you have to hold on to unforgiveness when Jesus forgave you? Forgiveness frees us up so that we can live in the present. Forgiveness allows us to move on without anger or contempt or seeking revenge. Wow, you know it's amazing to know what somebody did to me and it don't affect me when I see it. Well, you can go up and hug them, not because you're a Christian, but because there's nothing in your heart. Number 5, I'm done. Number 5 is you have to stay in the Word.
Stay in.
You can't read the Word on Sunday. You got to stay in the Word. Number 6, you have to worship God. There's nothing that will lift what you're going through like time just spending. When you just get into God's presence and just talk to Him about Him, instead of talking to Him about you. When you get into God's presence and you start talking to Him about Him, all of a sudden you become so enthralled in your worship of God till you forget all about what you're going through. Because in His presence, there is fullness of joy. So when you get into his presence and you get lost in just loving on him, God begins to deal with the stuff that you're going through because he knows that your worship is pure.
Yes.
God worship. Number 7, don't entertain the lies.
That's right. That's right. So true.
I don't care if the lie sounds like the truth. If what you are receiving into your soul is not speaking blessings, speaking healing, speaking kind words, then that thought didn't come from God.
Amen.
So where did it come from? Don't entertain the lies. Don't live a life of unforgiveness.
Amen.
Because unforgiveness stops you in your tracks.
Yes.
And you are not free to live in the present because you're consumed with what happened to you. And I would rather dismiss my issue if it means that I can go on in God. Don't let anything hinder your ability to advance. Because we're in a time where things are accelerating, things are shifting, and God is turning things. Don't miss your moment because you're stuck in unforgiveness. Don't miss your moment because you have these strongholds of negative things built up in your mind and in your soul until you're taken captive by your own thoughts. Don't allow the enemy to keep you bound in a place when there's power in God to set you free from that place.